to this whole Axios reporter getting the prize for all of a sudden telling his entire batch of colleagues, hey, maybe we should have done a better job on covering Joe Biden's cognitive decline. Like maybe we should own a little bit of that. So Karoline was asked about that in her presser yesterday, and here's what she said.
President struggle with his day-to-day duties of this office. We watched our country be ran into the ground as a result, and nobody in the media wanted to write about that, talk about it. There were many reporters, I will say, right-leaning reporters who did talk about that, who didn't get awards, didn't get coverage. In fact, they were lambasted for their coverage. And I remember being on President Trump's campaign, talking about Joe Biden's clear mental incompetence and being accused by people in this room of manufacturing deep fake videos, trying to persuade the public into not believing what they saw with their own eyes for many years. And I think it's about time the legacy media finally admits that was one of the greatest cover-ups and scandals that ever took place in American history. And certainly it did contribute to the decline in the trust that Americans have for the legacy media.
They did that. They did it. And by the way, she looks amazing in powder pink, does she not?
I know.
Totally
She's
her color.
so good and so gorgeous in every way.
Mhm.
Like, it's just kind of nauseating, frankly. But I've noticed about her too, that one thing about her style, I mean, she's got amazing style, fashion style, and what she wears never makes you look at what she wears. Do you know what I mean? Like she always just looks so with KJP, you were always like, what is that pattern?
Wearing?
Why do you look like a bumblebee today? Or like, you know what I mean? It was always
I totally know what that's a great point, Mock. Yeah. Because that's good. That's like good style is when you don't
just
you look beautiful. And it's kind of like somebody who buys a wedding dress. You want to make sure that the dress doesn't overpower you. She does that in everyday life. It's like she just you're right. They look at her and not the clothes. Even though the clothes are pretty awesome. Right.
I know, right? I mean, and on Easter, she wore that powder blue. She looks so
just
beautiful. Anyway, a little obsessed with her. I recognize.
She's good.
But she's right about how much trust was eroded and how it was at their own hands. It was at the media's own hands. And she also talked in a separate interview about how else fake news presents itself. And one of the examples she gave was how she'll get emails from reporters about to publish a story like 20 minutes later saying, we need your comment. And then if she doesn't comment, then it's like a slam on the administration, right? So she talked about that right here.
Fake news is not just wrong information in a story, but it's also acting in bad faith as a reporter and not giving who you're writing about and your sources ample time to respond. There's nothing worse than when I see a reporter in my inbox 20 minutes before a deadline with an entire story written and panned out. That's acting in bad faith. They actually don't care what we have to say. They don't care about the facts in our point of view. They're just emailing us to check the box to say they reached out for comment. So that's fake news, not just, inaccuracies in their reporting as well.
Yep. I can't believe she's only 12 years older than my daughter.
Isn't that wild?
It's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
She's so talented
and accomplished.
And so young.
And well-spoken and just,
she's amazing.
You guys, are you fueled up? You should be fueled up with Blackout Coffee. You can start your morning with them and us. Visit blackoutcoffee.com/chicks. Use code chicks at checkout for 20% off. Blackout Coffee. Do it.
It's so yum.
It is.
But I still haven't gotten any messages from anybody who has tried the chocolate cream egg.
Yeah.
I want to know about that. So I'm going to order it, but like, I was just hoping for a review in advance. If anybody has one,
you should just do it.
All right. Another story that we covered yesterday was about these two judges that have been arrested for like legit crimes. And so naturally there's a lot of liberals who are super mad about it. One of the questions that Peter Doocy had for Karoline Leavitt was, how far is the Trump administration willing to go? Would they also potentially arrest federal judges or even Supreme Court judges? And I thought she handled that question really well. Here she is.
Circuit judge for allegedly helping illegal immigrants get away. As you guys look at other judges, would you ever arrest somebody higher up on the judicial food chain, like a federal judge or even a Supreme Court justice?
Well, that's a hypothetical question. Again, I defer you to the Department of Justice for individuals that they are looking at or individual cases. But let's be clear about what this judge did. She obstructed federal law enforcement who were looking for an illegal alien in her courthouse. She showed that illegal alien the door to evade law enforcement officials. That is a clear-cut case of obstruction. You don't have to be a lawyer to understand that. And so anyone who is breaking the law or obstructing federal law enforcement officials from doing their jobs is putting themselves at risk of being prosecuted. Absolutely.
Perfectly legitimate, straight up answer.
Mm-hmm. This is a black and white thing, you know,
right?
You don't do that if you're a judge, you don't help the criminal with this. Why are we having this conversation? You know what I mean? It's absurd.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Is.
Welcome to 2025, everybody. Where up is down and down is up, you know?